Hey guys, so I just wanted to go quickly over my initial impressions of this Space Marine Codex and talk a little about the Black Templars because there was a lot of stink about them taking it as its own codex and throwing it into the Space Marine Codex, which I'll have my impressions here, but again, I'm not really a Black Templars a player, so I'm not really a vanilla Space Marine player either. I'm a bastard Space Wolf player. So okay, so basically, here's my first impression. The first thing I always do with the new codex is go straight to the army list and the army points and stuff and see what's changed. Okay, overall, a lot of point changes. Okay, in the units, so it goes up and down, up and down. There's some that got more expensive, some that got more cheaper. I think it's actually kind of good. I can't tell because, again, not a Black Templar player. You Black Templar players could actually tell me more. But it looks like that they've actually really put a lot of attention into the Black Templars, giving them, making sure that they still stay unique, being in this codex. So let's just go through it really quick. I haven't gone through the fluff or anything. There's not enough time for me to do that. I'll be reading through the whole codex when I'm on the plane on a business trip this weekend. Space Marine special rules, combat squad. They still have that, and of course they have the Warlord Traits now. They have a Warlord Trait chart. Let's go over it really quick, and hopefully I won't get in trouble for that. Okay, Angel of Death, that's the roll of 1. Warlord must have his Warlord and unit have the Sphere special rule. Number 2, Imperium Sword, 1 use only. Declare your Warlord is using this ability at the start of your assault phases. The Warlord in the unit had Furious Charge special rule until the end of the turn. Number 3, Storm of Fire, 1 use only. Declare your Warlord is using this ability to start at one of your shooting phases. For a duration of the phase, a single friendly unit from the Codex Space Marine within 12 inches of the Warlord may re-roll any failed to hit rolls. Number 4 is Rite of War. When taking morale tests, friendly units from the Codex Space Marine within 12 inches of the Warlord use his leadership characteristics instead of their own. Number 5, I don't like that very much. Number 5, Iron Resolve. When determining assault results, add 1 to your total if the Warlord is locked in combat. Number 6, Champion of Humanity. If your Warlord causes the enemy Warlord to be removed from play as the result of a challenge, he scores a D3 extra victory points in addition to the usual amount earned for the slaying of the enemy Warlord in the scenario. Note that killing the enemy Warlord as a result of sweeping vest does not award these extra victory points. I don't know. I'm not. Sometimes I look at these Warlord traits in any codex or anything like that, and I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes, you don't see that they're really useful until you actually play the game, right? Now, what's really not important, but what's really interesting about this new codex is something called chapter tactics. All right, they cover most of the founding chapters, I believe, in this, and they all each have their own chapter tactics. So basically, if you're going to be playing if you're playing Smurf Marines, Ultramarines, then you would choose their chapter tactics, and you would just tell your opponent. If you're doing a successor chapter, then you choose the chapter that they seceded from. Bleh. Trying to learn to speak English. Okay, and then and if you made up your own chapter, then you pick the one that's close to that fits the style of the chapter. So you got a lot of options here, and they kind of made it so that these chapters have something special about them. So it's not all just vanilla, and it's kind of cool because I think that doing it this way, they could come out with other chapter tactics, later on in the future. Maybe in one book where there's a compilation of chapter tactics, and that would be really cool, right? Well, at least I think so. But anyways, for example, let's take a look at Smurf Marines. Their combat chapter tactic is something called combat doctrines. Okay, basically, the Space Marines can utilize one of the 3 combat doctrines once per game. Okay, and then you choose whatever you want to use at the beginning of the turn. You announce it if you're going to use it, and then you basically use it. And there's And you can only use one doctrine per turn. So there's 3 of them. There's Tactical Doctrine. Models in this detachment reroll all to hit rolls of 1 made in the shooting phase. Models in the detachment's tactical squads instead reroll all failed to hit rolls made in the shooting phase. The Assault Doctrine. Units in this detachment can reroll their charge range. Models in the detachment Assault Squad, Bike Squads, and Attack Bike Squads instead have the Fleet Special rule. The Devastator Doctrine. Models in the detachment may reroll to hit with snapshots, including Overwatch shots. In addition, models in this detachment Devastator squads have the Relentless Special rule unless they disembark from a transport in the movement phase. So that's kind of cool. And that's just for the Smurf Marines. They got tactics for White Scars, Imperial Fists, Black Templar, Salamanders, Raven Guards, Iron Hands. And those are the chapters they cover. Again, maybe in the future in White Dwarves, or maybe they release a supplement full of chapter tactics you can use. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, really quick for the Black Templar chapter tactics, because I know a lot of people are looking into the Black Templars. Black Templars have 2. First one is accept any challenge no matter what the odds. When engaged in a challenge, Black Templar characters reroll all failed to hit rolls and have the Rending Special rules. Crusader. Black Templar models have the Crusader and Adamantium Will special rules. In addition, Black Templar's detachment have access to a special unit called Crusader Squad. The Black Templars have access to their own stuff that's in this old codex, right? As well as all the vanilla stuff. So you Black Templars now have the Flyers. You guys also have the new tanks, Hunter and Killer. Is that what they call Hunter and Killer? Or Hunter and Falcon, whatever. But the 2 new tanks, and of course the big Centurion guys that you wonder how they can move around in the first place. So other than that, new squads, which I've already just mentioned, is the Centurions. Big guys, they have major firepower. So they have different Centurion squads. They have the Assault Squads and the Devastator Squads. They have, let's see here, War Gear. The Assault Squad had Twin-Link Flamers, Ironclad Assault Launchers, 2 Siege Drills. I think those are the Thigh Massage Roller thingies. And the Centurion Devastator Squads have the Twin-Link Heavy Bolter and the Hurricane Bolter as well. And we'll see what their upgrades is in a moment. And they have move through cover for the Assault Squad only, which is kind of cool. They're slow and purposeful and very bulky. They have Decimator Protocol. Centurions can fire up to 2 weapons in each shooting phase. These weapons must still fire at the same target. Okay, Tau wannabes. Alright, Centurion Assault Squads, they have 2 up saves. They're kind of like Terminators. Alright, except they have more firepower and they're much more expensive, it looks like. Upgrades, options, they may include up to 3 additional Centurions for 60 points a model. 190 for a squad, which is the Sergeant and 2 of them, 2 Centurions. They may replace their Ironclad Assault Launchers with Hurricane Bolters. Replace their Twin-Linked Flamers with Twin-Linked Meltaguns. And Centurion's Sergeant may take an Omniscope. And they may select a Land Raider of any type as a dedicated transport. Now the Centurion Devastator Squad, the same price as the other one. They may replace their Hurricane Bolters with a missile launcher with frag and crack missiles. Too bad they don't have the whatchamacallit missiles. The one that shoots in the sky. Shoot, I forgot what they're called. Flak missiles. Any models may replace their Twin-Link Heavy Bolter with one of the following: Twin-Link Las Cannon or Grav Cannon and Grav Amp. We'll take a look at what those are. Sergeant may take an Omniscope, and of course they may choose a Land Raider of any type as a dedicated transport. Okay, the 2 new tanks are the Hunters and Stalkers. And let's go over here, and hopefully I don't get in trouble. Stalkers. Those are the ones with the Icarus Storm Cannon array, and we'll take a look what that is in a bit. Blue Skill 4, front, and it's 12, 12, 10, 3. Okay. I'm just going to name out numbers. I know you guys can figure it out. The Hunters have a Sky Spear missile launcher. We'll take a look at that later. BS4, 12, 12, 10, 3. The Hunter and Stalker pretty much has what I said, and they may replace items, and they may take items from the Space Marine Vehicle equipment list. We'll look at that list really quick and see if there's anything new. Okay, so they have the Grav weaponry, and I'm not sure if this is a vanilla thing, or if they already have it, or not. I don't know if this is new or not. Okay, again, Space Wolf player, they don't have Grav weaponry. They don't have nothing but fur, really. So, they have a Grav pistol, Grav gun, and Grav cannon. Pistol is a pistol concussive and graviton. The Grav gun is a salvo weapon, a 2-3 salvo weapon, and the cannon is a 3-5 salvo weapon. Its strength is Ascaris. I'm not quite sure what the Ascaris means. You guys have to look into it, but they're all AP2. Wow. All right. So, yeah, some stuff you gotta look it up. What is graviton? The roll to need to wound when firing a Grav weapon is always equal to the armor save of the target, to a minimum of 6+. For example, when resolving a hit against a Space Marine in power armor, you need a 3+ to wound. When resolving hit again, I'm laughing now because I'm just imagining people shooting up Terminators with this, or 2-up stuff with this. When resolving a hit against a vehicle, roll a d6 for each hit instead of rolling a armor penetration as normal. On a 1 to 5, nothing happens, but on the 6, the target suffers an immobilized result and loses 1 single hull point. Grav weapons have no effects on buildings. Icarus Storm Cannon Array. Alright, this is kind of weird, because there's a single target and there's dual targets. They're both range 48, 7, 4, okay? Heavy 4, Skyfire, nice, twin linked. For the dual targets, Heavy 4, Serval Tracking Skyfire. So what is Serval Tracking? Serval Tracking is the Stalker may elect to fire in dual target mode. If it does this, the owning player must announce their intention to do so before selecting targets, and the Stalker must select 2 separate targets, making a full shooting attack at each using the dual target profile above. All shots fired using the Serval Tracking special rules are made at Ballistic Skill 2. Oh. That's pretty cool. Basically, you get to split fire, I guess that's what it is. Skyhammer Missile Launcher. Missile launchers, range 60, 7-4, heavy 3. Alright, Sky Spear Missile Launcher. Range 67-2, heavy 1, Armor Bane, wow. Savant Lock and Skyfire. Alright, Savant Lock, there it is. If any shots from this weapon misses a fly or flying monstrous creature, place a Savant Lock counter next to the target, a coin or something similar. At the start of each subsequently friendly shooting phase, a Space Marine player rolls a d6 for each Savant Lock counter in play. On a 5+, the counter is removed and the target unit suffers a hit, using its rear armor field if it's value if it's a vehicle with the profile above. Oh, geez, that's nuts. And if well, it's strength 7, but still, if the target, it's kind of like a mine that gets stuck on the the flyer or what have you. If the target leaves the combat airspace or is engaged in close combat, immediately discard any Savant Lock counters it has. These counters cannot be removed by any of the means. That's kind of cool. Okay, so siege drills. No range, obviously. S9 AP2. Melee Armor Bane Specialist Weapon. Wow, that's pretty cool. They look silly, but they're pretty powerful stuff. Armor Bane. Okay. I'll stay the hell away from those stupid Centurions. Omniscope. What is an Omniscope? A model with Omniscope has the night vision and split fire special rules. Wow. Alright, so the Centurions are pretty cool. They're just like basically walking tanks. They look silly with the models, but I don't know. I think a lot of people find a lot of cool uses with them. Ironclad Assault Launchers. A model with the Ironclad Assault Launchers does not suffer the penalty to its initiative for charging enemies through difficult terrain. Furthermore, enemies charging a model with Ironclad Assault Launchers do not gain bonus attacks from charging unless the model was already locked in combat from the previous turn. But that's it. That's the quick run through. I haven't gone through everything else yet. There's actually a few more things in here that I'm not going through because I'm running out of time. I get some editing done, and I gotta get work done before I'm, going on my business trip. Okay, guys. So my final thoughts really is, it's pretty cool. Looks like they balanced it a bit to, catch up with all the other codex. Some people say it might be OP. I don't know. We'll see. We'll know better when people start playing with the codex and stuff like that. Black Templar players, hold your final resolve of whether or not you're going to smash up your Black Templar army or not before you do that. Take a look at the codex. I think they did a decent job. Sure, they took. I haven't read the fluff section yet, but they mixed it up with everything else. But see, here's the good part: you get access to all the cool stuff that all the other Space Marine had. Okay, so before you start bitching and moaning, just remember this: Space Wolves still don't have flyers.